I'm Dr. Barry Sears, creator of the Zone Diet. I'm quite happy. I'm Dr. Barry Sears to be here today with Mike, talking on Core Essentials, talking about diet and what it means to you.
You're listening to Core Essentials, a 30-minute audio broadcast on fitness, health, and nutrition. Join me each month so I can enlighten you with nuggets of information that will change your life. Welcome to Core Essentials. My name is Mike Sylvester, founder of Core Essentials, a stability-based strength training program that fuses together the many disciplines of fitness, including yoga, Pilates, physical therapy, and traditional strength training. The concept is simple. Build a stable base before you build muscle. The benefits are numerous: injury prevention, improved balance and core stability, agility, cardiovascular endurance, muscular definition, and stabilization that allows flexibility, and strength that has a purpose, all in just 30 minutes. In today's broadcast, I'm happy and grateful to have as my first guest Dr. Barry Sears, a guru in the diet and nutrition industry, an author of numerous books including Enter the Zone or the Zone Diet, which was once controversial, and without scientific research to back it up. The Zone Diet made its debut in 1995, and at that time, most people in the diet industry, mainly dietitians, dismissed it as just another fad diet. Today, numerous studies have substantiated many of the Zone's original theories he alluded to over 10 years ago. Without any further ado, let's listen to the interview I conducted with Dr. Barry Sears on April 11, 2008, and learn more about the Zone Diet. We have with us today, on our first audio broadcast, the world-renowned author, Dr. Barry Sears, who has appeared on Fox News, CNN, ABC, NBC, and a host of other broadcasts. I want to first thank you, Dr. Sears, for giving me this opportunity to conduct this interview. We have just 30 minutes, and I have a lot of questions, so let's just get started.
Okay, great.
Before we start, can you tell the listening audience your background and what led you to write one of the most popular, and I put in quotes, diet books, because I know you say it wasn't originally written for diet, Enter the Zone?
Well, actually, my background has nothing to do with diet or nutrition, but has everything to do with drug delivery, and particularly cancer drug delivery. My background is really basically developing new technologies to basically reduce the toxicity of cancer drugs. Example, if you give too little of a cancer drug to a patient, they die of cancer. You give them too much, they die of a drug. So what you're looking to do is keep that drug in a therapeutic zone. And it became apparent to me some 25 years ago, you could apply that same thinking to food. Now to control the hormones generated by the food weed, to keep them in a zone, not too high, but not too low. And why is that important? Why is it important to me? Because everyone in my family died prematurely of heart disease. Mm-hmm. My father died in his early 50s of heart disease, and he was a world-class athlete. All his brothers died in their early 50s, as did my grandfather. So I knew I carried the same genes for a premature death, but I felt that I could basically somehow change the expression of those genes if I could find a way to control my hormones, and hormones generated by the diet.
Okay. Can you explain the Zone Diet in simple terms? Many people have said that the Zone is very complicated. I can't follow that. I don't know. Can you explain it in simple terms? Because you have a simple way of explaining your diet.
It's pretty simple. All you need is one hand and one eye. At every meal, simply divide your plate into 3 equal sections. On 1/3 of the plate, you put some low-fat protein, that could be chicken or fish, that is no bigger than the thickness or the size of your palm. And the other 2/3 of the plate, you fill it until it's overflowing with fruits and vegetables. Surprisingly, those are carbohydrates, but those are the carbohydrates that have color. And finally, you add a dash. What's a dash? A small amount. A dash of heart-healthy monounsaturated fat. Could be olive oil, slivered almonds, or guacamole. And what you've done, you've composed now a drug, an incredibly powerful drug, to keep those hormones, which are key to your future, in a zone for the next 4 to 6 hours. Not so hard. Mm-hmm. The trouble is, you got to do it the best you can the rest of your life.
So tell me a typical day of what would you like for breakfast, snack, Like, just go through a typical day because a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to have that stuff in the beginning of the day. Can you tell the listening audience what would a typical day on the zone be?
Well, say if you want to be the best possible breakfast you could possibly think of, first of all, for myself, I'm 6'5". I need
You are quite tall. I didn't think you were that tall.
I'll probably have an 8-egg white omelet. I'll throw some olive oil in there. And now for the carbohydrate, it's one of the few grains I like, slow-cooked oatmeal, just like Grandma used to make. Now, what are you going to have for lunch? Well, first of all, if you have that, you're not going to be hungry for the next 6 hours. So there's no need for a snack.
So you said 8 earlier on those egg whites.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, again, about 30 grams of protein.
Okay.
Now, that's the same amount you'd find in 4 ounces of a chicken breast. So that now for lunch, what you might have now is really, following our principle, is might have, a chicken breast. 4 ounces, that's the amount you can put in the palm of your hand, and the rest of the plate, you fill it with steamed or grilled vegetables, and you add a dash of basically olive oil over it. Now, most people that eat lunch at 12 usually eat dinner at 8. So I use the rule of 5. Never go more than 5.